So right now I labeled it after the fact. So really what I should have done, take that out. What I should have done then was grab it and see how it now comes onto the timeline in the labeled color. It's just another little way to keep track of all your stuff. Or if I wanted to do all the ocean stuff in a rose color, see here's a stopwatch. I don't know if I'm going to use that. It's somewhat boring. So I'm just going to leave it. All right. And what's the next one? This is Vietnamese kids playing soccer. Oh, it's pretty exciting. Yeah, some good action there. This guy with the tattoos running. So maybe we want to say, okay, all our soccer stuff, let's label that green. This will just kind of help keep things, it's forest, all right? It just helps keep things a little bit organized. And what part of this clip should I use? It's mostly on this guy on the foreground. Here's where his real action happens. So I'm going to hit in. Out. And I'm going to pull it into the. So when I'm grabbing this, I'm putting my cursor there, and then I'm just left clicking to select it. All right. And the same, you just go through this time and again. Ooh, that's a neat. These people doing yoga in India. And guy surfing. Not that exciting. Whichever clip I've looked at, you'll see it's highlighted. Basketball. So this is a mental process. Part of it is like I'm thinking about the composition that do I like the composition? Do I not like the composition? I automatically get rid of any clip that's blurry, too like unsalvageably bright or dark or just shaky, stuff like that. People don't want to watch that. So this is also a good way to think about, because this is stock footage and it's usually done, basically pretty well. This is a nice shot. I think you've got your framing, you've got your leading lines, you've got a little bit of action, and you've got a little bit of movement, which isn't an element of composition, but it does keep things interesting. So when I scroll through this, and the guy's jumping, it's very exciting. I like it, and I'm going to use it. All right, so this is basketball. Let's label it. Let's label it teal. All right, we don't have any basketball yet. I'm going to stretch my timeline a little bit so I can see it better. We'll just do an out point there. Oops. I want to be in the correct window when I hit my out point. There we go. And then I'm going to pull it in here. This one doesn't have audio. All right, so this is basically the process. You're going through, do I like it? Is it telling the story? This is just a bunch of disparate clips or unrelated clips that show people working out and running and a guy doing Tai Chi. So maybe our story is people being active for, I don't know, a sneaker commercial. Oh, I like this composition right away. The guy's pretty far away though, but that's pretty cool. Like you've got the little lone figure exercising all by himself. So I would probably use that. Again, it's a matter of what you like, what you feel like serves the story, and everybody's going to be a little bit different. iris. Oh, let's not use iris because it's blue. Let's do magenta. Okay. So maybe sometimes in my mind, my labels are going to be like, this is all the basketball ones. This is all the beach ones. This is all the ones that, like a certain person talking. It's just kind of nice. Then when I look through, you can also sort these, I believe. Yeah, so if I hit this little thing here, it'll sort them by name, or it'll sort them by label color. Yeah. And we would see if we had a bunch of the same, label color, they would be together. So that would make it easier for me to find all the clips that were a certain interview or a certain event. Oh, all right. So that's kind of helpful. You'll notice this is kind of another way to think about composition. Just to look at professionally shot footage and notice there's not a lot of camera movement. This is symmetry, I would say. We've got just the feet walking, and there's not a lot of camera movement that you could do on that. What's the boxing? Oh, I see. This guy's just working out, and it's a bit of a dolly shot or a tracking shot where it's going along to make it more interesting rather than just holding in one place. But the composition more or less stays the same. It's a rule of thirds, and also framing, focus and framing. So you've got this stuff blurry in the background. The guy who's doing the exercise is sharp. This is blurry. Oh, hello. And he's kind of framed in the shot, but he's also off to the right side, the rule of thirds. Anyway, just this can be informative about, like, your eye will start to recognize a well-lit shot. Oh, nice. See how they went in front of the tree? So they've got a little bit of foreground, background action happening. So it makes the shot more three-dimensional. Anyway, you'll start to notice, like, as you do this more, that your shots get more interesting because you're not concentrating just on the basics of white balance and making sure you're in focus and just putting someone in front of a uninteresting background just to kind of get it done. Instead, you're going to start to think more three-dimensionally. Like, I've got something in the foreground, some people in the background, but she is with her red sweater. She's definitely catching your eye, and then this movement is nice. I mean, that's just a neat shot. Tai Chi is cool. All right. What else can we talk about here? The only other thing that I will mention right now is marking. All right. Marking is something that it's this little guy. It's add a marker. So, for example, it's more, I use it more when it's for a interview situation. And if somebody says something that I want to come back to, then I'm going to mark it. But you can also do it for visual things. So right here, I can see can you see the shadow there? So I would probably not use that part. Wait until the shadow goes away. And maybe I'm going to mark it, either hit M on the keyboard or hit the little icon. All right, so that means when I, let's see. This is just an example. It's probably not the most necessary marker, but to know that the rest of this would be maybe used at a different time, and I just don't want that shadow in there. I'm going to grab this, pull it in, and see my marker there on the clip itself. Now, interesting, this is in a different size format than the rest of the stuff. right? This is almost 4K. So what do I do? There's an easy fix for this. I'm going to select the clip. I'm going to come up to clip and go to video options. Okay, so select the clip, go to clip, video options, scale to frame size, like that. All right, so then Premiere Pro automatically readjusts that video so that it fits into your sequence. All right, let's stop for now and we'll do more on the tools next.